direct there again. What I've got here is a 2002 Paul Reed Smith McCarty Standard. There is a tale behind why I got this guitar and when I got this guitar. In 2003, the company I was working for had got a collaboration going with Microsoft. I won't go into details about it, but they were doing the worldwide launch of it and they needed someone from every operating company in Asia to go to the launch for Asia. So, where did they arrange this to be? They arranged this to be in Microsoft at Redmond in Washington State. And the guy who was supposed to be going over there couldn't get a visa in time. And I happened to be the only person in the company who had visa-free access to the USA. So with about 2 days to spare, they suddenly decided that they had to send me instead of the originally nominated delegate. And someone gave the instruction to the admin people, Steve needs to go to Redmond, please sort him out his air ticket. Now then, therein lies a little bit of miscommunication, because whereas Microsoft's HQ is in Redmond, which is a suburb of Seattle in Washington State, there are, I found later, approximately 5 or 6 Redmonds in the USA. And when our admin people rang up the travel agent and said, we need to fly somebody to Redmond, the travel agent leapt into action and got a convoluted route for a plane ticket to get me to Redmond, Oregon, which is alright. I mean, if you're looking at it from the other side of the Pacific, it's not too far of a mistake. I mean, there's only about a 450-mile drive between the two. Now, as all this was done in a massive hurry, this was back in the days when plane tickets were actually issued on pieces of paper, not the e-ticketing era of today. So I ended up picking up my paper ticket from the travel agent at about 5 o'clock on the Friday afternoon, due to fly Saturday evening. And I checked it, and the usual things you check, like your name spelt correctly so you can check in and stuff like that. I didn't inspect it closely enough, and I had this nagging feeling as I was sitting there when I got home and looked at the ticket. I'm flying to an airport called Redmond. Surely it's Seattle Tacoma for Seattle. A quick Google. Indeed, I was flying to the wrong airport. Too late, the travel agent shut, nothing I can do about it. Travel agent was open again on Saturday morning. I believe I was there as they opened their doors at 10 AM Saturday morning and said, excuse me, you routed me to the wrong airport. And frantic phone calls ensued, and eventually I got a plane ticket to where I should have been going, Seattle Tacoma. Problem being that by now they couldn't get me on a route that got me there for when I needed to be there, which was Sunday Seattle time, so I could be in this seminar first thing Monday morning. Neither could they route me via San Francisco, which is how my original flight had gone, KL, San Fran, Redmond. Well, they couldn't get a San Fran Seattle flight on the Sunday. All they could get me was KL, Amsterdam Schiphol, Seattle Tacoma, and the flight didn't take off until Sunday evening. So that meant I ended up flying the wrong way around the planet, having about a 4-hour layover in Amsterdam Schiphol, and arriving at Seattle Tacoma at 10 o'clock Monday morning, 10:30 Monday morning. Now, to add even more confusion and uncertainty to this journey, this was shortly before the USA brought in the requirement that all passports had to be computer readable in order for a visitor to qualify for visa-free access. The passport I had at the time was issued by the British High Commission in Kuala Lumpur. Never mind being biometric, it wasn't even machine readable. It didn't have that funny little code at the bottom of the ID page. So I arrived at immigration, and literally 2 weeks before this rule came in. And the border guard, who was checking the passports, she looked at my passport and said, "Excuse me, could you tell me what you know about these new rules that are coming in?" And I told her what I'd found out, and she said, "Thank you, that's more information than I'd managed to get out of my superiors." And we both had a good laugh, and I was welcome to the USA. And I walked into arrivals at Seattle Tacoma. Never been to a US regional airport before. By God, they are dunce. It was like a bloody bus station. Anyhow, I found a taxi, and this guy with a thick Russian accent said, "Welcome to the USA," and I nearly lost it. and I wandered into my seminar at Microsoft HQ in Redmond about 4 hours late, with a 9 o'clock start time. I eventually got there for about 1 AM. Wearing clothes I'd been wearing for well over 24 hours, probably 28 to 30 hours, and it was a similar length of time since I'd had a shower. So I sat in the back of the room in a cloud of my own body odour and tried not to fall asleep. And thus started the most useless, I think, seminar I've ever been on, because everybody on it had flown from various parts of Southeast Asia and North Asia, and we were all jet lagged beyond belief. None of us were actually taking anything in. But anyhow, this meant I was in the USA. And I went on Google Maps, and I found that there was a guitar store within walking distance of my hotel. I was actually staying in Bellevue, not Redmond. And about 2 miles away from my hotel on the Bellevue Redmond Road, there was a music store, I believe called American Musical Exchange. And eventually, I think it was about about Wednesday of the week, I was back in the hotel in sufficient time to be able to get there before they closed and have a look around. And I was intending actually to buy myself a 57 vintage reissue Les Paul. That was the plan. But it didn't come to that, because I walked in and they got last year's model PRSs for clearance. So this thing was there for $1,600. They also had a custom 22 and a custom 24. And I'd already sort of thought if I was going to get a PRS, I'd get a McCarty. So I tried this and fell in love with it. And then one of the guys who was working there said, "How are you getting back to your hotel?" I said, "Well, I'll walk it." "Well, carrying a guitar in a hardshell case?" "Yeah, it's only 2 miles." "Don't worry, man, wait until I've got off work and I'll give you a ride." So in the back of his pickup truck, this young kid, he must have only been 19 or 20, seemed to be absolutely flabbergasted he was talking to somebody who wasn't an American, and first time experience. I don't know. So anyhow, there I was in the USA with a Paul Reed Smith. How do I get it back to Malaysia? Well, they gave me the packaging. They gave me the original packaging card for the hardshell case. So I had it sitting in the corner of my room in the cardboard box, in the original hardshell case. And when I didn't actually fly back to Malaysia until the Sunday, and when I flew back, I just took this to the oversized baggage check-in and muttered a little prayer to whatever gods might be listening, in the hope that it got back there in one piece. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to claim back my sales tax. I didn't realise I could do that at the time, otherwise I could have got it even cheaper. And as you can see, it made it back in one piece. So this is one of the all mahogany bodied McCarty standards. It's got the McCarty pickups, the compensated stop bar tailpiece, the old style Clouston machine heads there instead of the standard, the normal PRS locking heads. It's got a wide fat neck, and it is not a lawyer's guitar. It does not look like it belongs to somebody who somebody who earns $20,000 US a minute. You've got a coil tap and the McCarty switching, so you've got a three-way switch, volume and tone, coil tap on the tone. On the clean channel of my amp, how does it sound? Well, here's the neck pickup. The neck pickup tapped. Both pickups together. Both pickups together tapped. Bridge pickup. And bridge pickup tapped. Go onto the overdrive channel, back onto the neck pickup as the full humbucker. Go onto the bridge pickup tapped. Both pickups together. Both pickups untapped. Bridge pickup on full humbucker. Bridge pickup tapped. Tell me, I prefer the tone of this on the neck pickup. So I'll put it onto the high gain lead channel. Bridge pickup again. So there you have it. 2002, bought in 2003, Paul Reed Smith McCarty Standard. Bit of a stripped down rocker. More Paul Reed Smith to come, but I won't wear the t-shirt again, honest. Cheers then.